We saw some crazy times yesterday. Who's going to be awesome here in the semifinals? Young Weiwei won the Asian Games 5 years ago. She was heard about last year in Indonesia. Tanya Gaper made it to the 200 final 2 years ago. She came in fourth in Heat 4 in her lane. Thompson is tied for the fastest woman in the world this year. She's the Olympic champion and the fifth fastest in history. She won Pan American gold to add to her collection in Lima not too long ago. She ran 11.14 to qualify. Marie-José Talu ran 10.85 in the heats, tying her personal best. She's in really, really great shape. Daryl Nietzsche from Great Britain got a personal best to qualify. You can't ask for more from a runner than that. She's in lane 6. Tiana Daniels is the youth champion and was a surprise winner. She came third in the NCAA a couple of years ago. She ran 11.20 to qualify. Second from the outside lane is from Gambia. She's the newly crowned 200-meter African champion Gina Bass, who beat our Leves for that title. Or no, Chalu had done well in the 100 meters. Looking at Kemper in lane 9, she's the European silver medalist from last year. Wei into Gaither lane 3, Thompson lane 4, Charlu lane 5, meter 6, Daniels lane 7, verse lane 8, looking Kemper and lane 9. In theory on paper, but when can you trust predictions? That's why we love watching live sports, because so many things can change. Thompson from Jamaica and Talu from the Ivory Coast should be the women who, in theory, will book their spots in tonight's final, two of the fastest we've ever seen. While we still see real fireworks, Talu in this heat said she's got a good start and half a meter ahead of Elaine Thompson. The Olympic champion is following her nicely here. Charlie from Thompson with Daniels getting third, so she have to wait to see if she can go through as a fastest loser. 10.85 in the heats, 10.88 in the semifinal. Marie-José Talu is in the best shape of her life, and she will be fighting for the medals. That looked very easy against a world-class opponent. It did. Talu was great. Her smooth face just really helped her stand out from the others. That's where she pulls away. She gets her speed up really quickly. A lot shorter, of course, than Elaine Thompson, so she's just able to move her legs and works really, really hard. I think she wanted that. Sometimes it's important at this stage to get that mental advantage. But I think Thompson is still just really making sure that she doesn't give too much away here. She did make those 11 seconds look very, very easy. Here we go again. Tolu just pushes hard, but we can actually see her making faces then. She puts her head up quite different from Elaine Thompson, who just looks really relaxed the whole way. Not really pushing as much, but we can just see that Talu just keeps that speed through the finish line. Here we go. We get another view of it. After 10 meters, this is where she really picks up speed. 10 meters to 50 meters, and she's really tall. We can see she just has a little look, looks even at her outside. Absolutely no need to do that. 10.87 seconds, just 200ths of a second slower than last night. And that was her personal best equal performance just 24 hours ago. This could be very, very special, this final. I guess the only thing you'd think about at this stage, looking at these two different images of smoothness and toughness, Talu has run two of her quickest times in back-to-back evenings. Has she saved enough for the final? Yeah, it's a game of strategy, isn't it? We always say we know what people are going to bring come the semifinal stage. But I'm just still thinking that Elaine Thompson hasn't put her foot down yet. They actually tied Shelley and raised a price, and herself. They tied at the Jamaican Championships. It was great to see them run those 10.73 seconds. Marie-José Talu rounded down to 10.87. Thompson barely tried. 4.11 on the nose. Daniels and Nida will have to wait and see whether those times are good enough to go through as the two non-automatic qualifiers. But two amazing semis still too. Come, now to the second of our semifinals. Kristen Emmanuel won the Pan American Games over 200 meters. She came fifth in the Commonwealth Games last year. She won European indoor and under 23 titles this year. She is in amazing form, and she could get close to that 11.07 personal best. She's drawn in the lane next to the double European champion and the fifth fastest woman in the world this year, Dina Asher-Smith. She's trying to become the first British woman into a World Championship 100 meters final. English Gardner is tied for seventh fastest athlete in history. She had a terrible time, 13 months out with a knee problem. She still hasn't quite gotten back that form, but she could be a factor. So too could win geography and bungee. She got World Indoor Bronze last year, so we know she starts well. She got European Bronze a couple of years ago, under 11 seconds at her best. Zhao Jingling was Youth Olympic Games champion in Nanjing on home soil back in 2014. She looks like she's ready for it. Morleka Kinnison got relay gold for the United States in Rio and in London. 11.23 in qualifying, third in the U.S. Championships. And Johnny L. Smith was World Youth semifinalist a few years ago. She's Central American and Caribbean champion. 11.20 in qualifying. Only to remember joining Elaine Thompson and Marie-José Talu, Dina Asher-Smith in lane 4, Crystal Emmanuel there goes in lane 2. It's Verboda, second from the right, is in good form this year, but it's Asher-Smith who started the season so strongly. Wins in Doha and Stockholm on the Diamond League as well, beating Shelley and Fraser-Price. Watch out for English Gardner, she's in the lane just outside. Dina Asher-Smith and Cam Bungee of Switzerland will also hope this is a wonderful chance for her to move into tonight's big final. Asher-Smith, bird from the right-hand side, English. Gardner got a good start. Now Dina Asher-Smith beginning to pull away from the rest of the field. Gardner's pulled up. She takes it brilliantly. 10.87. English Gardner pulled up. Dina Asher-Smith did not panic. 10.87, which is just 0.02 of a second outside of personal best. Johnny L. Smith came through wide and laid on the outside to beat Cam Bungee of Switzerland for the second spot. That was very, very impressive. Exactly the same time as Marie-José Charlu. Cam Bungee misses out, but she is in a non-automatic qualification spot down with 11.10. Wow, that was so impressive considering that English Gardner got a better start. She never panicked and never got worried. She did an impressive job. It was. And also so impressive that she is worried now about English Gardner. Such a lovely person as Dina Asher-Smith. Hope that English Gardner is okay there. But yes, going back to the race. Wow. Dina Asher-Smith didn't show as much in the heat. I wanted to see more. We've been spoiled so far at these championships. She had a good start. It wasn't electric, but it was a good start. She looks very relaxed out here now. And we still have to remember that she's still only 23 years old. I was actually really impressed with Janelle Smith on the outside. The Jamaican athlete, watching all the athletes coming out to the track. Actually, Janelle Smith was behind them. And she came from behind in the race also. Here we go again. Fascinating to see these athletes' faces up close. Dina Asher-Smith yesterday looked like she was a little bit nervous when we saw her in the blocks. Cam looked a little bit more relaxed out there this evening. And what I like to see is how an athlete comes across the line. This is where we can see, just looking at those images, that she really starts reaching. She leans forward slightly, has some great angles with her hips, and you have to push from those hips. She uses everything that she can. Dina Asher-Smith is much smaller, of course, than the likes of Elaine Thompson. She's built more like Talu. She has such a long stride for a tiny frame. And the way she actually sped over the line, she wasn't slowing down. It took her forever to slow down. That's a great sign. A lot smoother than yesterday. Looked a lot more relaxed right from the start. Could this be the championship where Dinah Arthur Smith gets her first global medal? Well, on that kind of form, she's got a chance. She's got a great chance. That this has the makings of maybe being one of the all-time great 100-meter showdowns. And you know what's been brilliant? Really disappointing for English Gardner. She's so frustrated because she did start that race so well and she had 13 months out with a knee problem. To pull her hamstring is the nightmare scenario. None of these big women have avoided each other. They've gone head-to-head constantly throughout the season, and it's added to the excitement and the drama. Dina Asher-Smith is through to the final and in fine style. Johnny L. Smith came through late on the outside to beat Cam Bungee, but Cam Bungee is tied for time with Daniels the American, so she's in the non-automatic spot at the moment. The third semifinal for the women's 100 meters. Man Creaky came sixth at the Asian Championships earlier this year over 200, and Manuel and Suket got 4x1 European champion with the Great Britain team 12 months ago. What a lane for her. What a moment for Muriel Ature, world indoor champion. A superb performer. Season's best in qualifying for this semifinal. She knows she's going to have to be good. Shelley Ann Fraser-Pryce, one of the all-time greats. Multiple world champion, multiple Olympic champion. Looked amazing in the heats. Kellyanne Baptiste has been around for a while. Got bronze way back in Daegu in 2011. Daphne Shippers is double. World champion over 200 meters. Olympic medalist over the 100. Perhaps not quite her sparkling form, but more than good enough to make the final. Torre Bowie, the defending champion, doesn't start.